Today I will present a short pitch about our work on artificial intelligence for computer-aided chemical synthesis in flow that was carried out together with my colleague Chris Stevens and PhD students Pt.3 and Maarten Dobbelaar. The Laboratory for Chemical Technology, the LCT, has long-term expertise in chemical reaction engineering and is one of the world's leading research groups in this field. Historically, in the LCT, we moved on from working primarily for the petrochemical industry to the whole chemical industry, including the pharmaceutical industry. It is no secret that 29 of the 30 global leaders in pharma are present in Belgium with plants, R&D centers or offices. And we use our expertise in artificial intelligence, scale-up and process intensification from other chemical fields for pharma research to facilitate the transition from batch to continuous processes. Developing drugs is a very time-consuming and extremely expensive process. Chemical engineering expertise is crucial to speed up this process and make pharmaceutical R&D less expensive. The first stage where we play a role is in facilitating de novo drug design. Here, a new candidate is predicted using AI, and this can be a new chemical compound that has never been synthesized before. Algorithms can then propose a synthesis route, which is performed by a robochemist. And on this project, on this robochemist, we are working with MIT since 2016. When a drug candidate passes the clinical research stages, a process must be developed for large-scale production. In many cases, flow reactors can offer benefits, such as better mixing and better temperature control. But most importantly, once the conditions are known, going from plant to industrial scale is much easier than for batch. In the last years, we have done many efforts for automating synthesis of drug candidates in close collaboration with colleagues Connor Coley and Bill Green from MIT. The first paper that was published was about learning a computer how chemical reactions can occur and how reaction possibilities can be identified. Combined with our latest publication on this topic, we can predict synthesis routes in flow for known compounds. A science paper was published on MIT's robochemist in which Ugand was also involved. But the work is not yet finished. First, we want to do our work based on better databases and no longer based on commercial databases such as Reaxys, which only contain a limited number of flow reactions. Therefore, we will take part in a project on making publicly available datasets. Important is also to automate the creation of chemical recipes, which will allow chemists to focus on other tasks instead of always performing similar tasks. Artificial intelligence techniques will be used to learn what are the optimal conditions for synthesis. For every reaction, a machine learning model can determine whether or not it will be feasible in flow or not. A chemistry score is calculated to determine if a reaction component benefits from flow or not. But we are using neural networks, and those are black box models. It is important to verify what the model is actually learning. In chemical applications, a good agreement does not necessarily imply that we have a good model. And essential for a good performance are the accuracy on the training dataset, and you should also be careful that you are using the model inside of its application range. Several statistical methods can be used to assess whether it's used inside the application range, such as principal component analysis and the Mahalanobis distance. The Open Reaction Database is an initiative of some top research institutes and many large pharma companies. We will join this team to work on data for flow chemistry. Connor Coley, a young professor from MIT that we have been working with since the start of his PhD, he is coordinating this team. He is really the best in his field and is one of the 30 most influential people in healthcare under 30, named by Forbes magazine. It is our intention to further intensify our collaboration and further increase joint publications. We are also mentioning flow chemistry, but why is it actually so important? Sustainability and safety must be a priority for everyone, and flow chemistry is essential to make processes greener. If a synthesis route contains toxic or explosive reaction intermediates, it is not possible to perform such a reaction in batch, so that less efficient pathways must be chosen. Also, we can limit our solvent use. From an economical point of view, flow chemistry offers significant advantages too. Allowing continuous production instead of doing things in batch can further speed up development of pharmaceutical processes. The collaboration with Chris, one of the leading flow chemistry experts in the world, is vital in this respect. In a nutshell, I can summarize our approach as follows. We combine machine learning and flow chemistry by looking at 3 key links in machine learning. First, the data, then how they are represented, and the model we use. Data is critical, and therefore we cooperate on the Open Reaction Database project. Information from patents, publications, as well as newly generated data is used. And it's important to contain both information from for the same reactions in batch and in flow. The representation is also crucial for high accuracy in chemical problems. But therefore, we must carefully generate a fingerprint of each reaction. And this so-called fingerprint should incorporate sufficient information about that reaction. Finally, there are our models. And because of the limited availability of flow data, we must use and consider data-efficient methods such as active learning. And those methods can guide us to new experiments. And the output we actually want from these models is whether a new reaction might work in flow and at wet conditions. So to conclude, I hope that you believe that chemical engineers can help speed up the drug discovery process. An essential element is flow chemistry for greener processes and easy scale-up. Machine learning then as an excellent tool, but care has to be taken how you use it, and that you start from an accurate and extensive database. And obviously you cannot do this alone, so it requires collaborations in Ghent, in Belgium, and in the whole world. I also want to thank our research funding, in particular FWO and the ERC, to support the PhD students working on this topic. Thank you for listening.